The real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do. Dr. B. F. Skinner. He said this long before artificial intelligence existed, but somehow it feels more relevant today than ever. Did Skinner predict the AI revolution? Let's find out. And if you enjoy videos about AI, psychology, and the future of humanity, subscribe and share. It is late. The room around you is completely dark. The only light is the cold blue glow of your screen reflecting in your tired eyes. You told yourself you would go to sleep an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, but you are still here. Your thumb just keeps moving. Swipe, swipe, swipe. You feel mentally exhausted. Your body is tired. But for some reason, you simply cannot put the phone down. There is a quiet anxiety sitting heavy in your chest, a strange, hollow, emotional numbness. You are not even enjoying what you are looking at anymore. You just feel this desperate, unexplainable need for constant stimulation. Society looks at this behavior and gives it a very cruel label. They tell you that you are lazy. They say you lack discipline. They say you are wasting your time. But I want you to know something very important. You are not broken. You are not uniquely flawed. And you are certainly not lazy. It is not a lack of willpower. You are simply inside a cage, pulling a lever. Decades before the smartphone was ever invented, the psychologist Dr. Burrus Frederick Skinner made a profound observation about human behavior. He said, "A person does not act upon the world acts upon him." Dr. Burrus Frederick Skinner discovered a terrifying secret about how behavior is shaped. He found that if you want to keep a creature pulling a lever forever, you do not use force, and you do not give them a reward every single time. Instead, you make the reward unpredictable. You make it random. If the subject never knows exactly when they will win, they will compulsively pull the lever forever. As Dr. Burrus Frederick Skinner famously noted, "The variable ratio schedule lies at the heart of all gambling systems. It has the same effect on the human subject as on the pigeon." Today, that exact psychological discovery is being used on your mind. Modern apps, artificial intelligence algorithms, and social media platforms are constantly conditioning your behavior. Scrolling through your feed works on your brain exactly like pulling the lever on a slot machine. Every time your phone buzzes, or every time a bright new video autoplays, your brain gets a quick, tiny hit of dopamine. You get caught in a compulsive loop where your brain genuinely believes it is doing something necessary for survival. But in reality, you are just staring at a piece of glowing glass. To truly understand how deeply your attention has been trapped, we have to look at how your biology works. People usually think dopamine is just the chemical of pleasure. But doctors at the Cleveland Clinic explain that dopamine is actually the core of your brain's reward center. It is your primary motivation system. It is the powerful drive that makes you want things. It compels you to take action. Thousands of years ago, this beautiful system was designed to keep your ancestors alive. When they found sweet fruit, or drank fresh water, or connected with their tribe, their brains released dopamine. It gave them a surge of satisfaction, motivating them to survive, to explore, to build, and to seek out rewards. Dopamine is not bad. It is the very foundation of human survival. But today, that ancient survival system is heavily exploited by the artificial environment around you. Highly stimulating digital products artificially spike your dopamine levels far beyond what humans evolved to handle. Because you are flooding your mind with so much instant stimulation, your brain becomes completely overwhelmed. To protect your fragile nervous system from all this chemical noise, your brain has to defend itself. It actively turns down its own sensitivity. According to scientists at the NIH, when your brain is constantly overstimulated, it actively reduces the number of available dopamine receptors. It numbs itself just to survive the sheer volume of noise. This biological defense mechanism leads to what researchers call a dopamine trap, and this trap is exactly why normal life suddenly feels so incredibly boring. When your baseline for stimulation is artificially pushed this high, a quiet evening feels painfully slow. It explains why silence feels agonizingly uncomfortable. It is why your attention keeps breaking as your mind desperately looks for its next quick reward. You automatically check your phone the second you are alone in an elevator, waiting in a line, or sitting in your room. Your brain simply cannot handle the empty space. Over time, this emotional fatigue becomes deeply exhausting. You begin to require more and more stimulation just to feel normal. You are connected to the entire world through the internet, but you have probably never felt more lonely. You sit across from your friends or your family, physically present in the real world, but mentally trapped in the blue, artificial light of the digital world. Real human connection feels weaker because your attention is entirely fragmented. You are endlessly chasing a reward that never actually arrives. As Dr. Burrus Frederick Skinner warned years ago, the real problem is not whether the AI machines think, but whether men do. We have handed over our thinking, our attention, and our quiet moments to machines that are designed to keep us engaged at all costs. Think about the analog warmth of the past. Life used to move at a beautifully human speed. There was a natural limit to how much information your brain had to process in a single day. Boredom was not an enemy back then. Boredom was the doorway to human curiosity. If you were waiting, you simply looked around. You daydreamed. You allowed your mind to wander. When you sat with someone, you were entirely there. Your dopamine system was perfectly balanced by the slow, natural rhythm of the physical world. But the speed of technology accelerated past the speed of human evolution. We traded our curiosity for convenience. We traded our deep attention for instant gratification. But here is the most hopeful thing you need to hear today. Your brain is brilliant. It successfully adapted to the fast, loud, digital world around you. And that means your brain can adapt again. It can heal. You do not need to do anything extreme. You do not need to try a magical internet detox. The concept of a total dopamine detox is scientifically inaccurate, because your body actually requires dopamine for basic, everyday physiological functions. True healing is not about punishing or depriving yourself. It is simply about nervous system regulation. You just need to slow down. You need to gently reduce the heavy, artificial stimulation you feed your mind every single day. Healing your attention begins with small, quiet moments. It begins with your mornings. Waking up and simply letting the natural sunlight enter your room before you immediately look at your screen. Giving your nervous system a real chance to wake up naturally. It begins with protecting your sleep. Leaving your phone in another room and letting your mind truly power down. When you are sleep deprived, the center of fear and anxiety in your brain stays highly active. Rest is your foundation. It begins with moving your body. Simply walking or doing light exercise. Researchers at Harvard actually consider regular cardiovascular exercise to be as effective as some medications for lifting a heavy mood and naturally regulating your neurochemistry. It begins with nature. Taking a slow walk outside, feeling the wind, looking at the trees, allowing your brain to exist without instant entertainment. When you start slowing down, the silence will feel strange at first. It might even feel uncomfortable. Your mind will beg for its fast, easy rewards. But slowly, steadily, your nervous system will recover. Your attention will come back. You will find that you can read a book again. You will find that you can sit with a friend, look deeply into their eyes, and have a real conversation without wondering what is happening on the internet. The emotional warmth of real life will slowly return to you. The simple things, a good meal, a deep breath, a quiet morning, they will feel beautiful again. You will rediscover your curiosity. You will finally reconnect with your own life. Your mind is waiting for you to come back. Your brain adapted to the environment around you, and that means it can heal too. Your humanity is still there. It is just waiting for you to look up. Perhaps the real battle was always for human attention.